Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Evan.
And we're coming to you from theyoungfolks.com to talk this week about the finale of Breaking Bad.
My life is over.
I know what to do on Sundays anymore.
I don't know what to do with myself. I need some chicken. I need some baby blues. I'm sad.
I don't think I understood that reference. But yeah, so I am very impressed with how the show ended. I don't think I could have been any happier, and like thinking back on it, I don't know what I would have changed. I really loved it.
It was super good. The thing is that a week ago I was expecting that we were going to be coming into this ready to like explode with excitement, but the thing is that we kind of got that in the last couple of episodes. This entire last half a season 5.5, I guess, has just been a consistent barrage of just crazy things happening and just everything colliding as soon as Hank gets his revelations. Because there's going to be lots of spoilers in the next few minutes.
Yeah, by the way, if you haven't seen the episode, turn it off.
Why are you guys watching this? Are you dumb?
I know we're super interesting and super cute, but it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So turn it off.
Okay, everybody gone? Bye. Okay.
So the last two episodes, I think, Granite State and this is more like an epilogue to what we saw happen.
Ozymandias as well, which was...
I'm so glad you said it, because I would never been able to pronounce it. But yeah, like that was like that was like the climax of like the season series and whatever, and everybody hit their low points. It didn't look like there was going to be any light at the end of the tunnel. And then this episode happens, and oddly enough, for such a bleak show, there is almost some hope going on, and not in a bad way. Like a lot of people were mad because they thought it meant that like Walter White was redeemed, and since he was such an ass of a character, you don't want that to happen. I don't think he was redeemed. I think, you know, he started to maybe head that way, but met his end before it could happen, and I'm very glad. I don't think I could have. I don't think I would have been happy if he lived.
He didn't redeem himself, but in order to make peace with what he's done and like where he wanted to leave things for his family and where everyone connected to him, he checked off everything off of his list.
Yeah, he literally said his goodbyes, and it's interesting because everybody thought at the beginning where he was like, just get me home, it was going to mean just, you know, back home with his family, but it was the meth lab. You know, he died in the meth lab. That was his home. That's where he felt alive. And, I mean, I guess the happiest moment of the episode for me was the fact that Jesse Pinkman lived.
Yeah. Now,
never saw that one coming.
I did, because people loved him so much, and that kid never, ever, ever caught a break through the entire series, and it would just be really kind of just depressing.
Oh, yeah, I think out of everybody in that show, no matter, he's done his, you know, fair share of bad things, but still, maybe it's a mixture of how Aaron Paul played him, but I wanted to see him win just a little bit. And the scene where Walter jumps on him to save him was so, like, animalistic and, like, you know, he just, in Primal, like, I don't think he was planning on saving him to begin with. And so seeing him do that and seeing him, like, save him just one last time and then having Jesse deny him at the end was so satisfactory.
And it was so gratifying to see Jesse presented with another option of somebody telling him what to do, where he made one bad slip in his life. He came from a decent family, I suppose, with decent money, and he just made a couple of mistakes to go cook meth. And then ever since then, even in the pilot, Walt said, "You cook with me, we partner up, or I'm going to turn you into the DEA." And from then on, Jesse was making every move he could to survive. And so when he was offered with, you know, Walt told him like that he wanted him to shoot him, he said, "No, you go die.
If you want to die, do it yourself."
Yeah, do it yourself. Now, back to like how you were saying about how like the show ended and like how it kind of escalated through the whole season. I felt like that this season, the entirety of the season up until like where this episode started, was actually the last couple where he ended up having to get out, you know, like he had to go into hiding. Gonna go English major on your butt here. I was talking with my roommates last night about this and how I thought like it really does follow that traditional Freitag pyramid, where like that moment where he takes Holly, like in the aftermath between Hank being shot and then him taking Holly, like that was your climax, and then everything kind of steadily declines from there, and that's like the rest up until that last moment is your epilogue. It's like the fourth act of Hamlet. I'm saying that like the end of it is like you had your climax and then everything is a steady decline into what makes the show a complete tragedy.
And again, people are gonna be mad, but it's like the people who are mad that it wasn't like a Sopranos style ending. I would have been so mad if there had been any ambiguity at the end of this series. Like, I seriously would have felt like I just wasted my time.
And I'm sure the cable providers were really happy because they certainly weren't after the Sopranos ended. Everyone got really enraged about that. Were fucked. And don't even freaking Damon Lindelof.
Oh yeah, the creator of Lost needs to suck it up and go somewhere else because his finale sucked.
The thing is that everyone thought there was this thing where that last shot where it was zooming out with Walt, like with the same gunshot wound. I don't even know who the protagonist of Lost is because I watched the pilot alone.
No, because people comparing it to the last shot of Lost are idiots because that would mean that Black Swan did the same thing, right?
Aronofsky.
Okay, like, that is ridiculous. And Breaking Bad has had parallel shots to that throughout the entire series. When Walt's getting his chemo, when Jesse's laying on what's the little ride in a playground? Like the merry-go-round.
Is that what? Yeah, that thing. Yeah, that was.
You know what I mean?
That was.
And then there, like the scene in Crawl Space where he's looking up and he's laughing hysterically. It mirrors that shot. So, like, if people are gonna start saying that shots that like Rise are copying people, you're going to be taking a very long like trip down memory lane of movies.
No,
because it's been done forever.
You talking about the Crawl Space scene with him laughing? Maybe think about him, technically as like how he turned into a supervillain, quote unquote. Like, how did you react to? Did you think he actually hired assassins? Because he was talking to
when those. I did, and I was like, at that point, I was like, am I going to actually be disappointed with this episode? But then when Skinny Pete and Badger ran out, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I was like, because he's never been that lucky. So the idea that he'd be that lucky on his last leg.
But the thing is that his persona as Heisenberg became so powerful at that point. I totally bought it. I thought, because Saul was talking to him about it, like, the episode before. I'm like, wow, he actually went and did that. And, like, the way he was talking to Elliot and, what's her name? But like to me, it felt like a scene like the Joker or something like that.
But I thought that's what I did think. But I
totally played it up.
Yeah, it was. He was doing it for dramatic effect.
Yeah,
I didn't believe a second of it. Instead of theatrics.
Yeah.
But that's why Walter White's such an interesting character. But it made me think too that I don't have a lot of series finales that I love. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I went back to how many shows I really followed. And, like, Buffy, I guess, would be up there.
Actually, I was literally about to say, I wasn't even that, like, crazy about the Buffy finale. That finale was trying too hard to reminisce to stuff that the show had just kind of deviated from.
Yeah, it's or even, like, I remember I hated the Roseanne ending. I hated Will and Grace's series finale.
The Office had a decent finale, but it was so off the rails by that point.
The Office had a good first series finale when Michael was still on it.
Yeah.
And then I'm really trying to think, like, Friends was good, right? Because of that whole I got off the plane stuff. Avatar, The Last Airbender, that had an amazing finale. You never watched that series,
no,
never mind.
That one.
But like when I'm thinking back to like some of the really big, significant ones like Lost and Dexter, they're usually like huge letdowns.
I am a lumberjack and that's okay.
I mean, I've never seen The Wire. I've heard that's great. I just like.
But what's amazing about Breaking Bad is that it's really like the first show, like, because I was like, there's been talk about like comparing the ratings of the show and how like the first 3 seasons it was relatively small. Like its finales were like in the 1 point something million views or whatever. Last year when they decided to split season 5 into 2 years, the first part of season 5 had like a 5 million finale, and then this last year it just exploded on Netflix. There was not a day that I didn't go on Netflix and didn't see a Breaking Bad tile.
Yeah, it jumped up. It was crazy. It turned into like a cultural phenomenon. I remember reading like a a Twitter status about how in a bar they were playing a Breaking Bad episode instead of a football game. You know, I think it was a universally loved show at the end, and I think that's incredible. I am so sad it's over, but I am so happy it ended on the note that it did. I don't know. I don't have.
I mean, it wasn't like people were like kind of like complaining like, oh, it wrapped up too cleanly. Like, what are you complaining about? There's so many things that end so ambiguously. I don't know.
Lydia died. Todd died in the bed.
Oh, the way they killed off Todd was so good. That was so satisfying. That was probably the most satisfying moment of the season.
Yeah, I don't know. So I was very happy with how it ended.
Yeah, that was I loved how creepy Todd was.
I love that Todd died by Jesse.
I particularly love the meme that came about with Todd being the dreamy nice boy.
Oh,
giving you ice cream, trying to show you how good he is at cooking.
But
it's adorable.
Yes. But I think that's all we really have to say on the issue.
That's
I'm getting looks at my roommates because the show there's about to start. So we'll.
That's true. Now go see Need for Speed because it is Jesse's sequel to Breaking Bad.
Just go see it so Aaron Paul gets better roles.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we'll be back next week. It seems like Thursday's working out.
Yeah.
Again, let us know. We didn't have a lot of people singing. We didn't have bad lights. We're getting good at this.
We're getting better.
So
my facial expressions are getting much better.
Mine are getting much bigger. So
we're not boring, guys.
No. Check us out next week. Bye.
Bye.